Hello everyone, a very good morning to all of you. In the last class, we had started chapter 1 rational and irrational numbers, and in the last week we had studied introduction of rational and irrational numbers. Deeply we have discussed in detail, and in the second part we had studied insertion of rational or irrational number and their comparison. So in this video we are going to do long division method of proving any number to be irrational, or the second method is method of contradiction. So this we are going to cover in this video. Okay, so before we start our actual contradiction method, we need to revise few points. Number 1, rational number, the number which can be expressed in the form of p by q, that is fractional numbers. Second condition, the denominator should be non-zero. And the third and the most important condition, that both p and q should be co-prime, that is there should be no common factor other than 1. For example, if I say 6 by 9, it is written in the form of p by q where 9 is non-zero, that is the denominator. But since we have a common factor 3 here, so 6 by 9 is not a rational number, but 2 by 3 is a rational number. So you understand the meaning of co-prime? Second important point is irrational number. Basically the numbers which cannot be expressed in the form of p by q. For example, the roots whose perfect squares does not exist. For example, under root 2 we do not have exact value of the root. Under root 3 again we do not have, and so on. If I take under root 25, that means this is a perfect square of 5. So since 5 is a rational number, so under root 25 is also a rational number, because after solving I can express this as a form of p by q where denominator is non-zero and both are having common factor 1, so they are co-prime also. So since 5 by 1 is a rational number, so I can say under root 25 is also a rational number. Therefore these numbers are irrational numbers, and when I solve them you will find that these cannot be expressed in a fractional form. These all will be non-terminating decimal when you solve with the long division method that you have done in class 8 or 7. Now a very simple terminology, suppose a number 12, if I can write it in terms of its multiples or factors, 4 into 3. So I can say 12 is divisible by 4, or similarly I can say 12 is divisible by 3. Or in other words, if I can find more factors of 12, so can I say 12 is divisible by 2 also? Yes, I can say that. Same if we go through the symbols, A can be written as P into Q, so I can say A is divisible by P. Same way I can say A is divisible by Q. Now the same way, if square of a number, let us say p square, is divisible by any number, say 2, then its square root, that means p, should also be divisible by the same number 2. For example, let us take the number of p square to be 36, square of any number. 36 is divisible by 2. Yes, how can I say that? Because 36 can be written as 2 into something. That something does not matter, but the 2 should definitely come in the factors. Here that something is 18. Same way I can say 36 can be written as a factor of 3 into something. So in that case 36 is divisible by 3. Also 36 can be written as 9 into something, so 36 is divisible by 9, and so on. So here what I wanted to say is, if square of any number is divisible by a particular number, its square root will also be divisible by that particular number. So here 36 is divisible by 2, so its square root 6 is also divisible by 2, because again 6 I can write as 2 into something. Here that something is 3. So the main thing is it should be 2 into any number. That means 6 is divisible by 2. Let us take one more example. So the example is 81 can be written as 3 into 27. In that case 81 is divisible by 3. So its square root of 81 is 9. So 9 is also divisible by 3, because ultimately I can write 9 as 3 into something. So this 3 matters. So 9 is divisible by 3. So I hope we are clear with this point. So in terminology we will say, if square of any number is divisible by some number x, its under root is going to be divisible by that particular number. So now let's get started with the actual contradiction method. One of the most important questions or method of contradiction. The question is, prove by the method of contradiction that under root 2 is irrational. Now in exam they can ask you by any method that prove by the method of long division or prove by the method of contradiction, or if they are not asking for any method, you can do it your way. Whichever method you feel easy, you can adopt that. So this is one of the most important questions. Now let's get started. Now first of all, what is the meaning of contradiction? Contradiction means to assume something exactly opposite. Now here we need to prove that under root 2 is irrational. So now we will assume the exactly opposite of it, that under root 2 is a rational number. So here we have assumed exactly opposite, that let under root 2 is a rational number. And now since if it is a rational number, so that means it can be written in the fractional form like all rational numbers. That means under root 2 is some fraction where the denominator is non-zero and both a and b belongs to z. I hope you remember the symbols. Here z is integers. Okay, now let's do squaring both sides. Square of under root 2 will be 2, and this is a square by b square. Now let's cross multiply. 2b square equals to a square, or I can write it a square equal to 2b square. Just I have switched both the sides. Now a square is written 2 into something. That something does not matter, whatever it is. So can I say from here a square is divisible by 2? And from the important points that we had just discussed, I can say its under root a is divisible by 2. I can say that. Now let this be equation 1. Till here I hope it is clear to everyone. What we had done, we had let root 2 to be exactly opposite. We had to prove it is to be irrational, and we are proving it a rational number. That is what contradiction means. Now then squaring both sides, 2 is equals to a square upon b square, then cross multiply, and by the revision we had just done, we can say that a square is divisible by 2. So under root a is also divisible by 2. Equation number 1. Now I want you to remember just equation number 1 and just forget everything for a while. So I am hiding it for a while. Now just see this line. A is divisible by 2. Like I told you, if any number is divisible by some number, that means that particular thing can be expressed as 2 into something, right? A is divisible by 2, that means A can be written as 2 multiplied with some number. Let that number be C, any particular variable we can say. Now squaring both sides, I have got A square is equals to 4C square. Now I am removing this. Now value of A square is 2B square, so I am putting the value here. 2B square is equals to 4C square. Cancelling, so I have got B square is equals to 2C square. Now again see this, B square has been expressed as 2 multiplied with something. Does not matter, whatever be the symbol, whatever be the number. Only what matters is it is 2 multiplied with a number. So I can say B square is divisible by 2, and so I can say B is also divisible by 2. Equation number 2. Now only focus on equation 1 and 2. A is divisible by 2, B is divisible by 2. That means A and B both are divisible by 2. That means A and B are not co-prime because it has a common factor 2. And since they are not co-prime, so how can A by B be a rational number? That means our assumption is wrong. Understood? Since A and B are not co-prime, so I can say that A by B can never be a rational number, can never be a rational number. And so I can say, since this is not a rational number, so under root 2 is not a rational number. So what I am left with, that under root 2 has to be irrational number. Got it? So I hope this method is clear to you. If it is clear to you, so I want you to understand this properly and prove under root 3 and under root 5 to be irrational by the method of contradiction. One, I can say the most beneficial thing is, if you have understood this, you have to just make changes in 3 and 5. Suppose the question is prove under root 3 to be irrational. So what all changes I have to make? I will change this. Let under root 3 is a rational number. So here under root 3 whole square. So at this place I will be having 3 to be equal to A square upon B square. When I do the opposite, cross multiply, I am left with this. Then interchanging the sides. Now from this I can say A square is divisible by 3. Since A square is divisible by 3, so A will also be divisible by 3. That is, A is having a factor 1. Equation number 1. Same way, if I will proceed, I have to replace all 2's with 3's, and here square of 3 will be 9 and so on. So ultimately I will get B is also getting divisible by 3. Equation number 2. So using equation number 1 and 2, A and B have a common factor 3. So that means A and B are not co-prime, which is a very important condition for a rational number. So that means A by B is not a rational number. So how can this be a rational number? So our contradiction, our assumption is wrong. Under root 2 or under root 3 is irrational number. I hope this point is clear to you all. Next method, long division. This is the same long division method of finding square roots which we have already done in class 8, class 7 so many times. But still, one question I'll make it clear to you that how we are going to prove. The question, prove by the method of long division that under root 2 is an irrational number. Again I am saying, if they are mentioning a proper method to use only that particular method. If they are not mentioning, then you can use any method of your choice out of the two. So let's start. First we write the number 2, and since we do not have anything after 2, so decimal. Then we will write zeros in pairs. First pair, second pair, third, fourth, fifth, and so on. Maximum we will go till 5 or 6 decimal places. That will be enough to prove that the particular division is non-terminating. Alright, so here we will write a number. Whatever I am going to write here, I have to write here. Same. So 1 into 1 is 1. If I could have written 2 here, so I had to write 2 here also. Then 2 into 2 would be 4, and 4 I cannot write here, so I have written 1. Then like same division, I have subtracted. 2 minus 1 is 1, and then 1 pair I will carry, complete pair. So these are the pairs, not single zero, 1 pair complete. So decimal I am applying here. Now here in this step, double of this number, so double of 1 is 2. Now in the tens place, whatever I will write, suppose I am going to write 1, 21. So I have to write 1. So we have to go according to the calculation. If I am writing 1, 1. So that will be 21 into 1, which is 21. I think much less than 100. Let us try 22 into 2. This number should be same. So 4, 44. Again less, I should try with 23 and 3, 9 and 6, 69. Let us try with last 4, 24 into 4, 16, 9, 96 I think is going to be perfect under 100. So 4 and 4, 96. Subtract, we'll be left with 4, and again according to the rule I am carrying the complete pair. Now double of only the number that you have added in that particular step. So double of 4 is 8. So at this step I am getting 28, and this place again either I can get 28 1 into 1 or 28 2 into 2. So same number should be written both sides. So I think 282 into 2 will be greater, 4, 6 and 5. 564 is greater than this, so 1 will work. 281, 1. 281. Subtract, you will get 119. Now according to the rule again, 1 pair we will carry out. Now here double of 1 is 2, so either 282, and again last place either it will be 2821, 2822, whatever number we are writing here, the same number we are writing here. So let's try. 2821 into 1 will be same 2821, much less than that. 2822 into 2, 4, 4 and 5644. Let us directly try with 2824 into 4. I will get 11296. You can multiply. Better fitted. So 4, 4, 11296. So this way I want you to go on at least till 6 places of decimal. So in the end then you can say, since the decimal places are non-terminating, so under root 2 is an irrational number. Alright, I hope both the methods are clear to you. So in your homework, I want you to write down in the notebook under root 2, under root 3, under root 5 and under root 7, both by the method of long division and contradiction. By both the method, by contradiction and long division as well. And according to your book, these are the questions of exercise 1B which I asked you to left in the last video. So exercise 1B, so you can start with your work now. Thank you.